Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Elaine. Thank you for stopping by. For first timers and for repeat returners, I appreciate the loyalty for sure. And I plan on posting a little bit more content, and it's on a different level as before it was hair, and it still may be those things as well. I'm just going to try to incorporate a little bit more things that I've been working on. For example, learning how to be more disciplined with my budget, saving money, and I did a video a while back on the 52-week challenge, and I did a 6-month update, and I'm still in there. I'm still hanging in there. I have a few people that's hanging in there with me, so thank you for that as well. And if you guys like the content and the video, please hit that like button, click, share. Also, remember to subscribe to the channel because we are going to be doing different things from mukbangs to, as I said, saving money. And right now, that's where my focus is. I did some research on a few cards, a few credit cards that I was interested in because I'm working on building my credit score back up. I've had issues with credit cards in the past, and I decided to learn a different way. And what helped me do better with these particular cards are, for number one, they're secured. So these cards, pretty much anybody can get if you want cards that are going to report to the credit bureau, the 3 credit bureaus every month. And these are cards that you can consider having. The first card, number one, that really I tried for and wasn't able to get it, but if your credit might not be where mine was at the time, so it's called Discover It. And the reason that this card is the first choice that I would do is because it gives you cash back and the percentages are a little bit lower. It's still a secure card. You still are using your own money to open up the account, but it's how you use your usage should be very low. How you use the card every month and pay it back. For instance, do not go and spend money that you can't pay back, even though it's your money. The idea is to get you programmed so that when you do get a regular credit card, you will understand that you still have to pay use a small percentage of your money, so that way you can pay it back every month. That's a key that or a nugget that no one actually ever told me that I would have liked to have known at the time. So Discover It is the first one you apply for. If you get it, great. Use that card, open up the account, use that card every month and start checking your credit score every so often, and you'll see that it's actually putting positives on top of negatives. No matter how bad your credit is, you can rebound to it. Make sure you're paying your bills on time. Make sure that you use your card to just reestablish, not to buy food and things like that where you end up dependent on the card, because that's the wrong attitude. I've had to survive off my card, so I know that feeling. But this really isn't going to help you. It's just like borrowing money. And we've had those payday places where you borrow money and you promise to pay it back, and they let you pay on the interest because they know you don't have the money to pay it back. So you end up paying 2 or 3 times more money than what you borrow. So it's not really a good idea to go to those payday loans to get you out of a bind. Like, it has to be a really bad bind, and even then you're still going to find yourself with your back against the wall. So the good news is, even though I was denied for Discover It, and I want you guys to try Discover It first, if you do not get approved for a Discover It secured card, go to your next card, which is called Open Sky. Open Sky. It's pretty easy to get. It's not a whole lot of details that you have to give. It's a $200 minimum to open up the secured Open Sky card. And to me, I think it's worth it. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. I want to make sure that I'm being very careful with these numbers. But anyway, it's a blue card. You actually have a chip on it, just like a regular credit card. And with this Open Sky card, I was approved right away. So I went on and made my deposit. You can make a deposit of 200, 300, 400, whatever. The minimum is 200. So I decided I would give this card a try, and I did it with the 200. And I've had it open for several months now, and I use it just the way I was using it. I might use it for gas or whatever. It doesn't matter what you use it for. It's just making sure that you're using 30%, which is mainly what you're supposed to be using. Even if I go over it, I still make sure that I pay it before the closing date, which is important to learn. The statement date and the closing date are two different things. You need to learn both of those, and you'll learn it from your bill, because you do get a bill at the end of the month. This acts just like a regular credit card, but the good news is it reports to all 3 credit bureaus, and they get to see that you're not only using the card, but you're also paying it off every month. And you're getting positives on top of a whole heap of negatives, or maybe just a little bit of negatives, however the case may be. If you are denied the second card, which is Open Sky, then by all means go to your Capital One. I basically had a Capital One before. I was not happy with it. As far as the secured Capital One, I did not apply for that because I didn't have to. I got the Open Sky, and I was pleased to get that. I'm working towards the Discover It. I'm not trying to go lower. I'm trying to go higher. So what we need to remember is pay your bills on time as much as you possibly can. Some people think as long as they pay it before the month is out, it doesn't really matter if you pay it on time or you pay it early or you pay it late. It doesn't matter if you pay it late, because then that gets reported. It never gets reported as much with the good stuff we do, but it definitely gets reported with the bad stuff that we do. So with these 3 secured cards, try them in that order. It's not going to make your credit any worse to go ahead and apply for these cards, because first of all, they're secured. So they're not doing as much a thorough checking, background check or whatever, So go for Discover It. If you get a Discover It, that is awesome. Work that Discover It card. You get cash back on gas, cash back on food. You just need to know whether it's 2% or whatever the percentage is for whether it's gas or food or whatever. Use that minimal base, pay it off, go again. Do it that way. And even if you go over the 30%, which isn't recommended, and this is something that should have been drummed in my head, but I'm going to drum it in you guys' head. Try not to go over the 30%. Even if you get a credit card. You get a credit card, don't go over and spend more than you have to pay back. The reason that I say that is because they really do hold this against you, and the interest rates are extremely high, especially on secured cards. But some of your credit cards are extremely high as well. You might get a break for a year or whatever, but at the end of the day, you're actually going to still have to pay back maybe way more than what you actually spent. It could be dinner out, and you could be paying for that dinner 3 months later. Nobody wants to do that. So clearly we need to understand what the guidelines are and stay in between them, so that we can build ourselves up, so that we can have better credit, so that we don't have to have, so that when we buy a car, we don't have to pay a lot of interest because we're high risk individuals or whatever. We don't pay our bills on time or whatever the case may be. If we get our credit scores at a better rate and our credit scores at a better level, we can have more things, on homes to cars to whatever it is you're trying to get. It could be credit cards. I don't know. But at the same time, just remember that this secured card, I'm going to hold it up one more time. This secured card, I love this one, and I think you guys will love yours as well, especially if you're not in a position to get a real credit card. This could be training for where you're going. And sometimes we need that training. And like I said, when I first got, this is not the first time I had credit cards, but this particular time that I did have credit cards, I wasn't really taught how to use the credit cards. I used them to try to get ahead, and I used them to pay bills, and people can do that. But just understand that while you're building your credit or building your money, you pay those bills, and then by the end of the month, you should be able to take that same cash you would have used, put it on the credit card that just paid your bill. If you're not going to be able to do that, then it's best not to do it that way. Go ahead and pay cash for whatever it is you can until you get established, just a little bit more established before you start trying to finagle as more experienced people do. I didn't know there were certain things that I shouldn't have done. It made my interest rate all come on me at one time, and I didn't expect that because I went from interest free for a year to the interest being slapped on there to everything that I had actually charged. So clearly that was not the game for me. And that may work for you, but it just didn't work for me. So I'm hoping that you guys know that or can use this little tidbit of information. There's a lot of credit cards out there, and don't think that I'm saying, oh, I checked all of them and this is what it is. No, these are the 3 that I have a little bit of familiarity with, and I am working towards to discover it. So I'm going to keep my Open Sky open for a while, because remember, that's your money. It's like a little savings. You pull and then you put it back, and then you pull and then you put it back. You pull and you put it back, but in the meantime you're building yourself up. So that way I can go to the Discover It where you get 2% cash back or 5% cash back, whatever the Discover It offers as far as a secured credit card. I still want to stay there until I am totally conditioned that 30% is what needs to come off the card and 30% is what needs to go back on the card. So I hope that this tidbit of information was a help to you guys as far as the secured credit cards go. We're going to be talking about different things, so I'm hoping that you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and ring that bell for upcoming videos that are coming out. That who knows what we'll be talking about next. It could be saving more money, it could be budget, it could be more secured credit cards. But until next time, just remember, stay in peace, not in pieces. Peace.